which was really good. And then we were being so close to the Bronx, we had some good weed coming out of the Bronx. But yeah, it was probably $60 an eighth.
Yeah, okay.
It was expensive.
That's what.
Yeah.
I mean, shit. To be fair,
Yeah.
like if you don't buy black market today, if you go into a dispensary, the top shelf is still roughly around $50 to $60.
Yeah.
So I mean,
we sell $60 eighths all day, and people love it. And I think. And some of the best weed definitely comes out of these smaller tent grows and these black market grows, just because paying that attention to detail is just insane. People like when you have 6 plants or 20 plants or 50 plants and 10 to 20 lights or even 4 lights, that weed's gonna be immaculate. It's super craft, and I mean our goal is to replicate that as much as possible on a commercial level in our cultivation facility, and just really offer well cared for plants that are translate to the end consumer as like kind of has a homegrown vibe to it.
So, well, I mean, you grow your own. I've seen it. It tastes good. It's delicious, things of that nature. We have some here. Are you kind of like a food snob? Like some people, like I eat Popeyes all the time, so I don't turn my nose up at
Me
anything.
neither. I mean,
I don't like shitty Cajun food.
No,
like,
and you should.
Because I grew up on really good Cajun.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'll try it, but it doesn't necessarily slap. Are you the same way? Like I'll smoke somebody else's bud, but I know that it's going to be it's not going to get me where I'm trying to go.
Yeah, I mean, it was the evolution of us growing was kind of interesting because I was buying all our weed for our Starbuds locations and our Callie's locations, and it just kind of got. It was hard. I couldn't get what I wanted. There's definitely tons of great cultivators, and a lot of the best cultivators are growing for a dispensary chain, so I don't even get access to that weed.
Yeah.
And
it's
there's
almost like exclusivity rights.
Yeah, there's a lot of great weed. I mean, Den Rec grows great weed, and, that's not available in the wholesale market. Their flower is excellent, and then there's a lot of really good growers, even on the wholesale market. But I saw the need. I was like, I just can't get what I want, whether it was genetics, and I feel like what happens in Colorado is we cure the weed really fast here. You get the hay terps. It's a 3-day hanging in the hallway, get it out. And it's commercial cannabis, so it's a business. And so there's not a lot of people aren't curing it right, is what I've run into. Like, there's
trying to get it on the shelf.
Yeah, because
like
if you're a commercial grow, you have electrical bills, you have staffing bills, you have to get your weed back. That's your money coming back in. You got to pay your bills, So the faster you bring your product to market, the faster you get your money back in your business. And so, our cure time, we're hanging for 14 days in a climate-controlled room, 60, 60 degrees and 60% humidity. And it's hard to regulate that here in Colorado. It's a dry place, as we all know. And then, we toted it up, and then we let it cure more, and then we clip it and continue to let it cure, and then we put in, we trim, and then it goes into glass jars, and we continue to cure as well. I mean,
how many plants do you have currently in operation?
So we're a tier 1 facility. We're looking to get to tier 2, so we have 1,800 plants. We have 180 flower lights, and continually pulling down weeds. So it's fun. I mean, it's been an interesting transition from greenhouse growing and outdoor growing into indoor. It's a whole different game. It's not, and I'm not the grower. I pick genetics. That's what I do, but I have a great staff over there. Tom, the head grower, is doing a great job, and he's doing an excellent job holding it down, man. I'm not the grower. I just source the genetics and try to bring heat that no one has is kind of the goal here. So
I love that saying, bring in the heat that nobody has.
Yeah, I mean, that's the goal, having exclusivity.
Shout out Texas.
Yeah, exactly. So having something that no one has that's kind of where we're at as a business. It's like, where can you get this strain? Only at Callie's, and that's the goal, is like these cultivars are specific to our chain of dispensaries, and you can only get them here because no one has access to what we're growing, There's great genetics in Colorado. Clearwater does a good job. Jackson from Snacksland's doing a good job. Same with Chad from over at Bloom. Canna
Bloom
Craft.
County seems to be.
Yeah, they've got great weed. It tests high, man. People love it. That's stays
what.
under.
So we had the guys from Taste Buds on, Duncan and Brooks, and they were talking about how they were like Bloom. Like, because you asked, where do you get your product from and things of that nature.
Yeah,
they're like, Bloom's got the best.
And
like,
Bloom
THC return.
Bloom has huge THC numbers, and he pheno-hunts, and I respect that. They're always looking for the next strain for them. They run a lot of Clearwater's gear. Those guys, they know what they're doing in terms of breeding. But honestly, the best breeder in Colorado right now, I'd have to say Parker Walton from Cannacraft, man, all day. He's doing some unique stuff, a lot of old world stuff, and a lot of people just he's not even on the radar. I think we've been buying a lot of his pot now, and for 3 years
from Parker.
So yeah, and Parker. I mean, Cannacraft, Walton Select. He's just got stuff that no one has. He puts in the work. So I would try to buy up all his weed, but now he's jarring it. So keep an eye out for Cannacraft on the shelves. He's slowly putting it into jars and getting it everywhere, and I'm annoyed by it because I don't get it on my shelves and I have to buy it in jars. But he's doing good things, man, and I'm stoked to see him happening. And then the other guy we really like a lot is going to be Pretty Polly from down in Pueblo, doing the same thing, bringing some good gear to the market, you know, and it's been fun. I mean, I as I said, it goes back to we're just trying to have weed that no one has, and that's our goal. You know?
Well, you know, and so that's oftentimes, I feel like for those that are listening that maybe are the novices, but they like to smoke weed or eat the 5 or 10 milligrams. But it's an intimidating process when you go in and there's 85,000 fucking names. You know, it's like there's 7 different lemons. And you're like, oh, there's 92 different Kushes. Tell us a little bit about the experience of when you come into shop at Callie's. What are some of the sexiest flavors that have been going off the shelf? If somebody likes an indica dominant or a sativa dominant, just give us a little quick rundown. Just some key words that we can shop at y'all's place that I guess are fan favorites.
Yeah. So what I would do if I come into a store is trust your bud tender. I mean, if you go to a place
But see, oftentimes people are pushing, like bud tenders push certain things, huh?
I guess. I mean, we don't have an agenda. I trust. If I were to walk into my store, I'd be like, all right, Joanne, she smokes more weed than anyone now, right? She knows what's good because she tries everything, you know. So I mean, I think there's not like a strain. I'm like, you have to sell this.
Yeah.
So usually the bud tenders have a favorite, and usually they have a really good idea of what's good and what's not. And you know, a lot of the weed in Colorado is not that great, so you got to go to a good store, you know. And so I think it's if you're looking for a nice indica, Colorado, you know, a lot of the Colorado has the same genetics, so I mean, you can't go wrong with a Bubba. I see some decent Bubba going around. Yeah, I see Granddaddy Perp going around, but anything with Kush in it.
GDP is oftentimes said, and the purple nuggets are oftentimes. So you're like, oh, I want that because it's obscure.
If you're looking for a good indica that's going around Colorado,
I was trying to sell whatever y'all's.
Oh yeah,
I was trying to pump y'all's up. So if someone was to come into the new Callie's on RiNo, what's the sexiest?
That's hard.
See? Pick your favorite child.
Yeah, that's hard.
That's what this was.
Yeah, I know, man. So for an
the
indica,
vodkas are going now. I feel so many good creative questions coming.
That's good. That's good. That's the whole point. So I would say for an indica, man, that we have coming down next. That's hard.
When does the store open?
The store's opening hopefully the second week of June. We're waiting for cabinets. So we're
this is going to be. For those that are listening, this may be our first week of June episode. So next week is when this opens.
Yeah, exactly. So it'll be good. And what'll be on this? I would try the Cushman's is good. That one's a fan favorite if you're trying to get really high. The Cushman's, the Rabbit Hippie Cut's really good. And then in terms of what we've hunted out that I like, that's a heavy hitting indica, the Baccio crosses, which is Baccio fruit. Those ones are hit hard. And we're going to sample some stuff today and see what Kip thinks, but the Baccio's good, man. The Hope's Cookies is really potent. It's got animal cookies in it. I would say the Hope's Cookies, man, if you're looking for an indica. It's my niece's name. It's an animal mince cross.
I love this. That's the family shit I'm talking about. You know, like J.P. Graziano's in Chicago, they have the Big J, which is for Big Jim. And then that's a sandwich that's known for y'all are going to end up having these strains that are
I got one for Ernie. It's called Ernie's Nightcap. That hits the shelf probably in 2 weeks when we open RiNo. Ernie's Nightcap. He's a cocktail guy, So that's half the fun, you know, if you
and we oftentimes ask, I know we've asked Leibowitz out there at Veritas and a couple other cats, you know, where do the names come up with? Because they oftentimes are squirrely names, but when you have one that's named after a family, you're like, fuck yeah, that one makes sense. Yeah. Whereas, you know, the Bubba OG Kush Haze, everyone's like, yeah, we get it. Your plants had babies. You know, it's a little bit more fun with the hose.
Yeah, I mean, we play with the name, especially with pheno hunting. It's, you know, we always give the back crosses, but we'll always add a fun name. And
what's the funniest or best name that y'all have come up with yet?
Ernie's Nightcap's pretty amusing to me. Shout out to Pops. You know, we got Caitlin's Cocktail, which is kind of funny. That's my sister. Hope's Cookies is funny. I have another niece named Rice, and she's not happy. She doesn't have a strain. I don't really know what we're doing.
How old?
She's
like 7. She's
I got a 6-year-old and like a 2-year-old niece, and they have I think Rice kind of gets the game. She calls them Dispensaries. In Niwot, there was a back area that wasn't permitted, so she could come ride her bike and stuff. So, but she'd always want to come across the line. You're like, Rice, you can't come in here. But so she knows it smells like a skunk. She calls them Dispensaries. But it's going to be cool when she's in kindergarten. I mean, she's already in kindergarten. She's getting homeschooled. But, when she's a first grade, second grade, third grader, she's like, yeah, my mom's in the dope game. That's comical.
Our mom sells weed
our mom sells your mom weed, you know. So, but, yeah, it's going to be hilarious because it's like my sister, I remember her preschool. They wouldn't take her donation. because it was from the cannabis space. Like straight up, they're like, yeah, we can't take your donation. They're like, what? My sister's
I
like,
can't
what?
find sponsors half the time because we have so much cannabis like involvement. I'm like, for fuck's sake, guys! I'm trying to help y'all. Help me.
Trying to progress. Yeah. So it's funny. Yeah. So I would say Ernie's Nightcap's up there.
School donations not being taken is comical. Because
I'm not going to name the school.
No,
but,
I wouldn't either.
It was a good place, But yeah, rejected the donation. Yeah.
Especially when that's what keeps the fucking school's lights on in spring is the fucking revenue from the cannabis industry. So the irony is, it's like don't bite the hand.
Just trying to see if they'll ever start paving the roads with all this money they're making off of us.
Oh no, of course that's not going to that. That's going to private contractors' pockets.
And then so back to favorite strains. No, it's all good. And also I'll keep an eye on the Burnana, which is from Purple City Genetics. It's Burberry OG crossed with straw nana, and that we found some great phenos out of that gear. And yeah, I like that a lot. I mean, we're looking at it right now. I got one right here.
Oh, y'all hear that pop? It sounds like when you open a fresh can of tennis balls. Ooh, y'all. I would post this on Instagram, but I'll get it suspended again.
Yeah, you can't get flagged.
Gracious.
But yeah, so the Burnana, keep an eye out for that. And then we got a bunch of aficionado stuff and just anything that is grown by us. We'll still wholesale. We'll still buy from the wholesale market from our partners and our friends. But the goal is to be completely vertically integrated other than extracts. So, there's plenty of guys.
You don't want to press?
No, the extraction is, we had extraction in California, but with extraction, there's just so many guys that are doing such a good job. Green Dot Harmony, Oleo,
Their flower, I mean, obviously they don't put a lot of it out there.
But they're about to.
It's so goddamn.
Yeah, Green Dot's flower is going to be exciting. And, 710. There's just so many great extractors. I'd rather carry all of them rather than compete with it. I mean, the only way I would have extraction is just to have a cheaper price point, wax and shatter and stuff just for the people. But other than that, man, I'm going to let the extractors do their thing.
Sometimes it's best to outsource to the professionals. And not that you're not, but you know what I mean?
And we will. And I think that's something like when you walk into one of our stores, every pot shop's a pot shop, but it's really about customer service and just having a clean, friendly environment with budtenders who are passionate, It's just, and we have like a nice, clean setup. It's simple. And listen, a pot shop, in my opinion, is a pot shop. You're not going to drive past a pot shop to go to another pot shop. Like I don't go past a liquor store to go past a liquor store, but that's with liquor, But with weed, some people are really into it. A lot of people are really into it. So I think like the key to any pot shop is just cleanliness, and really having good budtenders, man. That's the most important part. Because that's who creates the environment. I
feel like that and combination with tequila or vodka works. Combination with if you can get in and out in a timely manner. Like if you feel like you're having to drag your fucking ass all day, I want to go grab some dub, but it takes 40 minutes to get in and out, then it's a little bit more of it's a process.
Yeah, exactly.
Instead of as smooth as the liquor store run.
Exactly. And I think back walking into our stores, it's just we have a lot of offerings. We carry a lot of brands. We're not a Oasis Superstore. We're not any it's not overwhelming, but we carry a wide selection at a wide variety of price points for every consumer. And that's the goal, is to be a pot shop for everyone, not just the heady boys. We get that game. That's someone else's world. We have that product, but that's not who we're catering to. It's legitimately our slogan is our mom sells your mom weed. So it's more approachable for an everyday consumer, whether young, old, pothead, not
first
pothead.
time or regular.
Yeah, it's we have all that, but it's really just about having something for everyone, and that's our goal as a store. Something for everyone. That's black and white. I mean, it's just they're not going to price point. You're going to find something you want at the price point you came in to spend, and that's our goal.
And I feel like that is kind of you can, and I'll ask if y'all have deals at y'all's Northglenn shop for the days if they want to see it. How can they follow you on Instagram and find the website?
Yep.
We'll get into that too. But that really is it. It's you either go for proximity or I know I can get a great deal on this, or these people take care of me every time if I have migraines or I'm having trouble sleeping. Yeah. There's a knowledgeable staff. So you can check those boxes. You have a regular or a repeat customer.
Yeah, and I think we're pretty good with retention. We have a great points program. And as I said, I just really think it's our budtenders that, we brought our whole staff down from Starbuds Longmont, a few of them. Our budtenders are great. It really, that's what it comes down to is just clean, nice environment with good product and good flower. And that's always been our focus is good weed. That's what made us Longmont, Starbuds Longmont. That's where we cut our teeth with high-end flower, because I'm not willing to sacrifice quality for margins. And that's I don't care. In the summer, prices go up. I'm spending that top dollar and making less money so my consumers have the best weed they can get.
And
that's important because I know I can make more money, but for me, I'd rather retain someone and have them be a lifelong customer rather than drill them once so they never come back. Like feel like, yo, I got fucked on that.
Yeah, my dad says it's better to give someone a haircut a day than scalp them ever once.
And that's been always my model from the black market to the legal market. It was just like, yo, you can do good business, retain someone as a long time customer, and the relationships in the black market were short, 6 to 18 months, and but